Hey, Uncle Bill. So I thought I might as well just do this quickly and tell you what I bought while I was at your place today there, since I know, why not? Got nothing else going on. All I do is this shit all day, all night. So anyways, so you can see here, this was, well, I bought Tellus. I bought about half, well, I put in, there was about 200 bucks in there, so I just put about half into Tellus and then the other half into Google. But the reason I bought Tellus was because they reported earnings just the other day, and I was on their conference call, and it was great. Like the CEO, he was really confident and happy. Like he was, it's hard to explain, but it like how I spoke about the CP management and how they were all, ecstatic and excited and all that stuff. And well, like basically how management is very important, and what specifically what they say is very important. Like there's a very good reason why they have to be very careful what they say. And they will get into a lot of shit if they don't be careful what they say. But nonetheless, um it was really great. I loved it. It was a great conference call. They were like, he was really overjoyed and just happy and all this stuff. You can kind of read a little bit here, but just yeah, like it was a great conference call. And the thing is with TELUS is that like I think it's here. Yeah, you can see here. So obviously, TELUS, when you think of TELUS, right? You think of the phone company and they do internet and TV. So you think of that, right? Like phones, internet, TV, that kind of deal with TELUS. And that's that in of itself, right? It's very defensive because who is not going to pay those bills? Who's not going to pay their TV, their phone, or internet bill? You pay those every single month. There's no there's no way around it. Doesn't matter what's going on in the economy, unless you lose your job, and then you're homeless, which hopefully to God doesn't happen. But that it goes to show just how defensive it is. And on top of that, as you can see here on your screen, they have TELUS Health, which is great, and it's defensive in and of itself. And like look at the growth too. They bought a business, so that's a big part of this is because they just bought a healthcare business and they integrated it in. But nonetheless, like it's a big opportunity to keep growing from here and growing. And they also have, you can see here, agriculture and that. And so, you know, in my mind, and what TELUS has also, told us, well, meaning that, the analysts and people like me is that, it's that they're gonna grow a lot and it's gonna be great. Like they are gonna grow a lot, especially, because like you can't really grow with TV, with internet and phone, right? Because everybody, like especially in Canada, everybody already has it, right? Like you can't grow there. And what TELUS is doing, I wish I had it here, but they have a chart that shows that they're going to keep increasing the dividend every single year for the next 5 years. 5 years is what they say, and they actually just increased the dividend just this quarter. So since you owned TELUS shares before, you'll be getting a bigger dividend on that. So it's a I can't even remember what the increase is. It'll say here. We can go through, but like again, like they've increased it. I think it equals out to about twice a year since they started this kind of dividend focused on dividend plan. Yeah, as you can see there, an increase of 7.2%, and then you're getting 5%, 5% yield. So that's really good. And again, though, like you get the chart of TELUS is it's up, like it's one of those ones that it just goes up over time. But like my point is that they're gonna keep growing with this healthcare, and then you can see here the agriculture and this is really interesting. It's a lot smaller compared to their healthcare, and then their healthcare is obviously a lot smaller part of their revenue compared to just the phone internet stuff. So, and like the potential is there to grow a lot, And the way that they've said that they're going to return that, and the reason they're growing so much is so that they can keep increasing the dividend, which is great for you because that's you get it's money, right? You get that 6% or 5% every single year, and they'll keep increasing it. So next year it'll be 6%, then the year after that it'll be 7, and then 8, and that's every single year. So it keeps adding up. And then on top of that, the market, it'll drive up the share price because the stock market, like right now, TELUS is sitting at, you can see here, right? It's sitting at 5%, right? Representing a yield of approximately 5%. That's really high. In a normal stock market environment, TELUS would be pushed down to about a 3 or a 4, probably a 3. But either way, because they keep raising it, like, and that percentage goes up, the stock price just has to go up so that it drives the percentage down because that's, people are going to buy that. Like if they see TELUS at, if they see some stock at like 20% dividend and there's nothing, it's a great company, there's nothing wrong with it. The dividend is fully funded as we say, then people are going to buy that and it's going to be dropped down instantly to about a 5% dividend because people just bought it so much that the share price went up. But anyways, yeah. And you can kind of see here it's like the numbers, they're all great. They're really great. Free cash flow improved a lot. Free cash flow is always great. Free cash flow is just it's like money that isn't spent anywhere. It's just money that otherwise would be just on the balance sheet, but what they do with free cash flow is they pay it out in dividends or share buybacks. Some companies, they'll just keep the free cash flow and they'll just let it sit on their balance sheet, like Apple and Google and Amazon. Like they have, I think it's like or like almost $1 billion just in cash, $1 billion just in US dollars, literally just sitting in a bank account, not in a bank account, but you know what I mean. It's just sitting there for them. Then another thing on the call was, so obviously the big concern with growing so much is you take on debt. There's no way around it. To grow, you have to take on debt or you have to issue shares. So issuing shares. So if TELUS issued one share right now, it's at $27. So if TELUS issued just one brand new share out of thin air, they can do that. They would get $27. So they could use that $27 to do whatever the hell they want with it. But obviously, they issue a lot more than one share. They make it so that it's, equal to millions. But they've been really taking on debt, like you can see here, the net debt. Like, look, quarterly, you can see the quarterly trend. It's increased a lot, obviously, as you can see the trend here. But and the analyst on the call pointed that out, and the CEO said that we are aware of that and we are very focused on that, and we are going to start to deleverage. So that means start to really put this free cash flow, free cash flow towards paying off the debt. So that way you reduce your debt. And that's just, it's good overall, right? You don't want too much debt. But key thing is the interest rate for this debt is 3.9%. That is really, really, really good. Like that for this and like they like so how it works is like the interest rates right now we're sitting at 4%. So a government bond, right, would be 4%. But TELUS, because it's not the government, it's not as safe as the government, it's not as defensive, like because right, the US government, they're never going to go bankrupt compared to TELUS, right? Compared like the US government compared to any other company really is very, very, very unlikely to go bankrupt. So because of that, because you're taking on more risk by issuing TELUS debt, like if I'm giving TELUS this debt, I'm going to make them pay a higher interest rate than the current interest rate. So 4%. And you know how I showed you that chart with all the different like, oh frick here. I'm gonna pull it up. Hopefully it comes up. Give me 1 second. these up here. You can see, but like that picture I was showing you about the credit ratings, we go here, it'll be, fuck's sakes, damn it, not what I wanted. Nonetheless, trying to find the chart, and it showed you like it was all the ratings, like it was, you know, A, B, C. Hopefully it's here. Give me 1 second. Come on. Here it is. Here it is. But you can see here, like what I'm talking about is so, goddamn thing. Anyways, so right, prime, like prime. So that is that's right now we're sitting at 4% interest rate. So originally, right, we were sitting at 0.25 interest rates originally, like during the pandemic, right? And then we went up, and let's just say for the sake of it, the interest rates are 1%. So you would be getting, this would be 1%. And then and the farther you go down here, so this would be 1.25, 1.5% interest rates. This would be 1.75, 2%. This would be, you know, 2.5. And you get the point, right? So TELUS, they locked in their debt again. They locked in their debt at about 3%, like 3 or 4%, which right now, technically, because the way things are, that would be right here. That's like that's such, you would have to have this credit rating. And TELUS's credit rating is in this area. So that is approximately 8%. So if TELUS went to the market right now and they wanted to do some more debt, they would have to do 6 to 8%. And that's just right now. If they keep raising the interest rates past 5%, that's going to get even more expensive and it'll be a higher interest rate they have to pay. But they have their debt at 4% about. But you can see, I was showing you there, it disappeared, I think. Oh, here it is. You can see there how it's increasing, but like the CEO said that they're gonna focus on that and they're gonna start to delever and get rid of the debt. And they are very aware of that, and they're gonna start to deal with it. Which is, you know, which is great to hear. And like again, I'll kind of wrap it up here, but like on the call, it was great. Like it was just he was very bullish. Like he was very like saying like TELUS stock has performed very well. I don't understand, like but he was saying that like it should be up 20% from here, like the way he was acting on the call, which you don't see very often. Like it's very rare that happens. And especially nowadays, like think about the economy and stuff. But this guy, like if you would listen, if you would listen to me, you would understand. But like he was basically acting like and talking like his stock should be up 20-30% from here, and he was just saying how everything was just great and it's going to be awesome and amazing and everything is great. I'm like literally just saying that like his stock should be up a lot more. But anyways, yeah, I bought TELUS. So I kind of thought I'd explain that. Since I already explained Google somewhat with you, I thought I might as well do a little bit of TELUS. But anyways, yeah, I bought TELUS, Google again, and I'll just leave it there.